Hi, Alyssa. I'm doing great. How about you?
Good, good. Still going with the motions and everything. Still doing, very good with buyers and sellers. Uh,
Wonderful.
yeah, yeah. How about you guys?
We're staying really busy, and contracts still seem to be coming in, and we're just still working hard.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't want to jinx it, but I was surprised. I really was surprised. Um, when we looked at the numbers for the first week of April, we have actually done more closings this year than last this week.
Oh, this
So,
time last year. That's great. And I could say the same for me in house in the office is we have done more so far. And I was afraid that April would be the point at which we saw the dirt to turn. And we did this, we brought in the same amount of contracts this past week as we did every other time. So things are staying steady. They're not increasing and going crazy like they might start normally doing this time of year, but it is staying steady. So that's good.
well, good, good. We'll keep watching it for the next couple of weeks. And today, I was actually going to ask you about this HUD statement. So, for our buyers and sellers, you probably want to see this. I'll show you now. This is a HUD statement. This is what they look like. So, this kind of gives you a rundown of what buyer and seller would be paying at closing and what the bottom line is basically. So the one thing that I wanted to ask you about is the title or owner, is it owner title policy?
Right, right. The owner's title insurance policy. You and I were talking the other day at a closing about the fact that that is actually optional
Mm-hmm.
for purchasers. Now, if you're getting a loan, then the lender is going to require you to purchase mortgage title insurance. Okay. And so that's not optional, but it is optional whether or not you want to get your owner's title insurance policy. And it's optional, yes, and the law requires us to let you know that it is optional. But I got to tell you, it's the smartest piece of insurance you'll probably ever buy, because what it does is, in the event there was ever an issue regarding the title to the property, for instance, if there was something that was filed but missed in the title search in your title history that is necessary and needs to be cleared up, the title insurance policy is what covers you in the event that happens. And so it's super important, and it really does require some thought. If you're thinking about not getting it, you need to discuss with your attorney about all the reasons why you should get it anyway.
Yeah, I know because well, it doesn't say it here, but usually it would say it. This is on the second page, and it would say optional right next to it. And a lot of buyers would say, even mine myself, I was like, well, if it's optional, save that $100, or is it usually the same amount too, or?
Yes, so the lender's policy, they're based on the purchase price, okay? And then the owner's policy is usually, if you get a lender's policy, then you have an option to get an owner's policy, and it is usually about $100, right? Now, if you don't have to have a lender's policy because you're not getting a lender, then your owner's policy is going to be based off the purchase price.
Uh-huh. So if
Right.
you pay in
So,
cash, the
yeah,
amount does change, and it's
right.
based off of,
So the lender is paying is making you purchase for them a mortgage title of insurance policy, and it is based off the loan amount. And then your owner's policy is based off the purchase price. But you're not paying for, if you have to have a lender's one, you don't have to pay twice. Does that make sense? So it just increases and adds the owner's amount to that.
I see,
So
I
that's
see.
where yours comes in at $100, and it's usually $100, 125. Depends on how the computers calculate it, really. But if you don't have that mortgage title insurance policy, then you're going to pay the actual cost for all of it. For your owner's policy, the full price.
Have you ever had a situation where, that happened, and they didn't have the owner's title policy?
I have not had a situation where that's happened, but it has happened in the past. I've had clients who simply don't want to buy the owner's policy, and I explained to them how important it is, and none of them have ever come back yet and said, you were right, Angie, I should have bought it. So apparently they didn't have any issues, which is great because that means that our title searchers are doing their job, right? But it does happen, and that's why it exists. And it's things that people don't have any control over. That's what's frustrating is they're buying insurance. If they buy this owner's policy, it's because something happened in the past, right? It's not something they could have controlled.
So if there was like a lien on the property and no one knew about it,
yes.
or an error that no one knew about.
Yes.
And in that case, what happens? Say I come back and I say, Angie, I have right to your property.
Yeah.
And here's
you're
paperwork,
you're my sister from another mister. And nobody knew it, right? No, so it's what happens is if I own the property and you come to me and you say, hey, I have an interest in this property, and whether it was a lien or an heir, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it's an heir, then I need to have an enhanced homeowners policy, and that is what we suggest all of our clients get. It covers all probate and distribution issues as well. A standard homeowners policy does not. And so you want to make sure you have your enhanced homeowners policy to cover any heirs or long lost siblings of deceased persons. And then, or if you had a lien on the property, that would be covered by a standard. So what would happen is you would call up your homeowners insurance, your homeowners title insurance policy provider, and not to be confused with homeowners insurance, because it's not the same thing, right?
Yeah.
But you would call up your homeowners title insurance provider, and you would say, hey, this person is making a claim saying they have an interest in my property. The title insurance company would pretty much take it from there. They would find out all the facts. They would determine whether or not they did have a claim, and if they did have a claim, they would settle with that person a dollar amount, or if they have to take it to court to be decided, they would take it to court. But you are protected, and you're not going to have to move out of your house.
After that, you have nothing to do with it. You're not paying a deductible. You don't owe them anything. You don't go to court. It's taken care of for you.
You may have to show up in court and testify potentially, but for the most part, no, they're gonna take care of that, because that's what they promised to do in that homeowners title insurance policy.
Well, good, fantastic. Thank you so much, Angie, for the information. I'm really glad you were able to make it today, and you have a good day. Thank you.
Thanks, y'all, and have a great beach day. You can see in the background I've got our sunset. It's only 12:30 here, but with the magic of technology, it looks like a beautiful sunset in Myrtle Beach. So everybody, keep buying, keep selling in Myrtle Beach, and just know that our stay-at-home or work order is in place, but we are enjoying every minute of it here at the beach.
Still working, making it work.
Yep. Thanks, Alissa.
All right, bye.
A like, comment below with any questions you may have, and share with your friends and family. Alissa Lightman here, your host, and you can find me on social media. I want to thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.